2018 Fandom Feature, we're going to talk about a movie that I never, in my wildest dreams, would have looked at as one of the funniest movies that I have ever seen in my entire life. When I first saw the trailers for this specific movie, I thought that it looked so stupid and a real flash in the pan. But when it came out on home video and DVD, I had friends that were basically saying to me, you have to see this movie. And that, of course, is Eurotrip, starring Scott Melkowitz, Michelle Trachtenberg, Travis Wester, and Jacob Pitts. This is a outrageous teen comedy, the story of a guy who gets dumped by his girlfriend, and he realizes that the pen pal that he had in one of his foreign language classes turned out to be a smoking hot girl who he just recently thought was a freak, sex-crazed man. And when he finds out that he made this mistake, he wants to travel to Germany, where she lives, in order to let her know how he truly feels. Yeah, it sounds pretty dumb, but I gotta say that this is one of the most hilariously, perfectly comedically timed, and politically incorrect films that I have ever seen. If you want to see some extreme left liberal nutjobs go crazy on the floor and complain, put this movie on one TV and put Fox News on the other. You will officially have one hell of a party on your hands. This movie is absolutely fantastic. The casting is wonderful. These young actors played off each other so perfectly. Jacob Pitts as Cooper has one of the best groups of one-liners and is one of the funniest comedic characters that I have ever seen in a teen comedy. As someone who is so picky about his comedies, this one is just one that I will always suggest to people, and I'm not surprised why I ended up liking this movie so much. I mean, Ivan Reitman, the director of movies like Stripes and Ghostbusters, is one of the major producers on this film, so it's only right. And my god, they make so much fun of European stereotypes in this movie, and thanks to a whole bunch of well-known actors, you really get those stereotypes in full force. Probably the one that really stands out is Vinnie Jones as the head of the Manchester United fan club of England. They are just so hilarious, and he has some of the funniest lines in the entire movie, even though he doesn't have much of a role to play. There's also Lucy Lawless. There is a very young and unknown at the time Fred Armisen in this movie. Jeffrey Tambor is in this movie. Diedrich Bader is in this movie. So many well-known actors and comedians just played their small roles very well. And the whole story is just very engaging, too. It is just so nice to see this group of four friends who are so tight with each other. Their friendship is great, it's relatable, it's unbreakable, and two of them are a set of twins that in this movie are called the worst twins ever, and they definitely let that be known throughout the entire film. But I think one of the major drivers of this movie is definitely the soundtrack. You've got bands like Whiskeytown, Catch-22, The Business, you've got Sheena Easton, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and of course you've got Lustra that plays one of the greatest songs that I ever heard in my entire life, and how that one specific song is used in the film is absolutely brilliant, and it kind of does describe the music industry. Not to mention that it is linked to one of the biggest surprises with one of the most amazing guest appearances of an actor that you never would have imagined in a million years would be in this movie. If you haven't seen Eurotrip, you just have to see that specific thing within this movie to believe it. Believe it or not, Eurotrip sounds pretty bad. It sounds like it may be one of the worst films that you've ever seen, but I guarantee you, if you just like great, silly comedy with heart, Eurotrip is a must-watch for you. I hadn't seen this movie in quite some time, but of course I am the proud owner of it, and it still holds up to this very day. I love Eurotrip so much. I would recommend it to anybody. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let me know if you have seen Eurotrip. I hope that if you haven't, this specific video will have given you an idea and an incentive to go see it, because I promise you, you will not regret it. It is a great comedy. One of the best. So put your comments in the box below. Let's have a discussion about Eurotrip, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.